The now veteran took the opportunity to add a La Liga title and a Copa del Rey to an already impressive list of honors, a legend with FC Barcelona and, more broadly, Brazilian football, of which he is recognized as one of the most brilliant representatives. Evaristo also occupies a prominent place on this list. Recruited from Flamengo in 1957, the Carioca striker soon established himself on European soil. During his 5 years at Barcelona, he won several titles and produced a number of memorable performances, but in 1962, after his club refused to release him to play in the Swedish World Cup, won by young Pelé's Brazil, Evaristo left Catalonia and joined Real Madrid. It was a club where a serious knee injury limited his number of appearances. Despite the 2 Spanish league titles he did win, after launching his career with FC Köln, Bernd Schuster left his native Germany to join FC Barcelona in 1980. It was a club he would play for 8 years, establishing himself as a midfield metronome and scoring numerous goals. But despite his undoubted talent, Schuster was constantly criticized for his attitude and strong character, which were not appreciated by many of his teammates. His transfer to Real Madrid in 1988 was a good indication of this. His move to Atletico Madrid was another. Der Blonde Engel, the Blonde Angel, was a mixture of light and shade, but one thing is certain, he left no one indifferent, recruited at the express request of Johan Cruyff. Michael Laudrup left Lazio to join FC Barcelona in 1989. There, the Dane quickly established himself as one of the key players in the great Barca of the 1990s, which many still regard as one of the greatest teams of all time. But in 1994, after 5 successful seasons, the playmaker left the Camp Nou at the same time as Cruyff, who had been sacked, to join Real Madrid. It was a 2-year adventure during which the 1992 Champions League winner managed to leave an indelible mark on the hearts of the Merengues fans, winning La Liga, his 5th in a row, a year after arriving at the Santiago Bernabéu. Having represented Barcelona and Real Madrid during his career is already controversial, but imagine if a player had also played for RCD Espanyol and Atletico Madrid, the other great rivals of each of the 2 clubs. This is the case of Miguel Soler, for example, a player with a career spanning 2 decades and numerous adventures in the 4 corners of Spain. The left-back began his career at Espanyol before joining the Blaugrana in 1988, with whom he played until 1991. Then between 1992 and 1993. After a spell with Atletico, the player with 9 international caps finally moved to Real Madrid for the 1995-1996 season. For the younger generation, the image of Luis Enrique is that of a renowned coach, winner of the Champions League in 2015 and now sitting on the bench at Paris Saint-Germain. For others, a little older, the Spaniard remains the brilliant midfielder who played over 200 games for Real Madrid and Barcelona, a player, like the coach, with a strong character, who, when he joined Barca after spending 5 years of his career with Los Merengues, made no bones about the lack of recognition he had received from Madrid fans. It was a love that their Barcelona counterparts ended up giving him. As his life would forever be inextricably linked to the Catalan club, Luis Figo's transfer from Barca to Real Madrid is undoubtedly the most controversial on this list, and incidentally one of the most controversial in football history. Considered one of the best Portuguese players in history, the forward moved to Catalonia in 1995, establishing himself as a genuine star of world football and helping his club win numerous trophies. But in 2000, when Barcelona were going through an institutional crisis, Figo tried to take advantage of the situation to obtain a pay rise. His request was opposed by his management, and precipitated the Lusitanian player's departure for arch-rivals Madrid, a move that Florentino Perez, candidate for the presidency of Real Madrid, had made a campaign promise. It was a real heartbreak for the Barcelona fans, whose idol the Almada-born player had become. Unlike some of the players who have played for both Barca and Real Madrid, Ronaldo remains a player loved by fans of both clubs. The Brazilian centre-forward arrived in Catalonia after 2 highly successful seasons with PSV, and it was not long before he was dazzling La Liga fans with his talent. He even went on to win the Ballon d'Or. The youngest of all time, after a season, his only at the Camp Nou, in which he scored 47 goals in 49 appearances. He moved to Inter Milan in 1997, where he spent 5 seasons before joining Real Madrid, where he continued to shine, winning La Liga in 2003 after winning a second Ballon d'Or a year earlier. You may have forgotten, but it was at Real Madrid that Samuel Eto'o signed his first professional contract. It was an adventure that lasted 3 seasons, during which time the Cameroonian striker wore the Madrid colours on just 7 occasions, and during which he spent 3 consecutive loan spells. Transferred to RCD Mallorca in 2000, he finally exploded into the public eye and joined FC Barcelona in 2004. At the Camp Nou, Eto'o quickly became a superstar. He piled up the goals and the trophies, earning his stripes in the eyes of observers the world over. He played for Barcelona for 5 seasons, before finally joining Inter Milan, where he will continue to write his legend.